What do you mean by that English phrase geopardizing? Anybody knows? গৌরাঙ্গ বলিতে হবে পুলকাশারি হরি হরি বলে নয়নে ভবেনি আর কবে নিতাই চাঁদে করুণা হইবে সংসার বাসনা মোরা কবে তুচ্ছ হইবে সংসার মোরা বিষয় ছাড়িয়া কবে সুধাবে মা কবে মহে রব শ্রী বৃন্দাবন রূপ রঘুনাথ পদে হইবে আকুতি কবে হাম বুঝা বসে যুগল প্রীতি রূপ রঘুনাথ পদে রাহু মোর প্রার্থনা করে সদা নরোত্তম দাস। গৌরাঙ্গ বলিতে হবে পুলকাশারি হরি হরি বলিতে নয়নে ববেনি ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले मते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणि निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे राम राम हरे कृष्णा. Which chapter will lead, bro? First one. Hey, last time I was reading first only. No? Okay. So, reading from the book Teachings of Lord Chaitanya by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Chapter 1, Teachings to Rupa Goswami, then Teachings to Sanatana Goswami. Okay. So, where did Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught Rupa Goswami? Which place? Prayagraj, Allahabad. Srila Prabhupada stayed there in Prayagraj for a very long time in his Purva ashram before he got took sannyas when he was married. His business was there in Prayag, that time known as Allahabad. So, uh, Srila Rupa Goswami, who will read? Somebody can read. Vallabh is the father of Jiva Goswami. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Deccanist. uh, Now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling that Krishna has bestowed a lot of mercy upon you. Why? How? Because he had to work as a minister, although he was in a very high profile job in the ministry of the Nawab Hussain Shah. Nevertheless, it was a materialistic activity, and he had to work. Prabhupada is writing here like a pounds and selling person, pounds and selling pens. So a person had to work. So we also have to admire our good fortune that we might have worked outside, and what would have been our situation before getting connected to the devotees. Would have worked very hard, and all the time we would have counted everything in terms of money. How much I have earned, how much is my bank balance, and how much more it is going to be. कितना हो गया और कितना होगा, बीवी को कितना देना है, इसको कितना देना है, दिन रात वही कैलकुलेशन चलता है हमारा, है कि नहीं? So then how then there hardly there would have been any time left for contemplation on spiritual subject matter. But because of intervention of devotees, somehow we have got this good fortune. We'll always find that Krishna's blessings and his mercy comes through his devotees. It will never fall from sky. Never fall. Nobody is a direct recipient of mercy. You will always find. Everybody, everybody has accepted mercy through a devotee. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he went to Puri, the first person he delivered is who? Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Lot of mercy Prabhupada gave to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave. So, how did Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya got mercy? He got mercy because of Gopinath Acharya, right? Because of him. Gopinath Acharya would tell him, Are he is Supreme Personality of Godhead. When Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya saw Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was very attracted. He was also a Jnani Purush, and he saw such a young and very effulgent looking sannyasi, radiant golden hue coming out of his body, a very, very attractive person. And he got, who is this sannyasi? He asked. He told he's from Navadip, his name is Sri Krishna Chaitanya. And in his Purva ashram, and he belongs to the grandson of Nilambar Chakravarti. Then when he hears this, he says, Oh, Nilambar Chakravarti. Nilambar Chakravarti is the classmate of my father. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya says, who is the father of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya? Maheshwar Visharad, very famous personality. Maheshwar Visharad and Nilambar Chakravarti, they were classmates. This Maheshwar Visharad had two sons. One is Vasudev Sarvabhauma, who became Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, and another is Madhusudan Vachaspati, the great, who used to be Mayavadi actually, but later become a devotee, very staunch follower of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. His samadhi is in Suryakund near Govardhan. So these two brothers became great exalted Vaishnavas. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Gopinath Acharya would tell him that this person is Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Vasudev Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya would say, No, how can you say that? God is not, he's Triyugi, he never appears in Kali Yuga. He is certainly definitely a Mahapurush, no doubt about it. But he cannot be God. So like that, you never accept. No, he's a sannyasi and I like him. Let him stay in my home and I'll teach him Vedanta. Because for sannyasi it is, Shankaracharya has prescribed the job of sannyasi is what? Study Vedanta. That is their activity. Vedanta Vakyesu Sadaramanta Viksanna Pratyana Chatushti Manta Vishokavanta Karunaikavanta Kopinavanta Kalubhagyavanta. Like that Shankaracharya has written. So he says that you just study the Vedanta. Wear a kaupin, don't worry about clothes. Because clothes you will worry, then you have to work hard, stitch the clothes, and then color combinations. And then you have to ask somebody, how do I look like? Right? In Bengal, there is a saying that whatever you have to eat as per your choice. And whatever you have to wear another's choice. You have to ask people, how do I look like in this? Oh, you don't look like. Okay, I'll change for it. Otherwise, you can't know. But eating, you should eat as per your choice. Like that, this is saying in Bengal. So he says, just wear a kaupin and you read Vedanta. So I'll teach him Vedanta, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya says. And he was all sannyasis would come in to study. The Saraswati family, sannyasi, in Mayavadi sannyasis, there are 10 types of sannyasis. Saraswati, Bharati, Puri, Mana, Parvata, Aranya, Sagar, and Tirtha, and Giri. Total 10. So all different, depending upon their level of detachment and contemplation, They are given that. Somebody who lives in only jungle, they give him the sannyas title Aranya. Somebody prefers to live in caves, his name is Parvat. Somebody is as grave as ocean, they give him the name Sagar. Like that. This Shankaracharya has defined all these things. So I'll elevate him because he had Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had taken sannyas from Bharati Sampradaya. His guru was Keshav Bharati. So Bharati is very low profile sannyas. I'll teach him Vedant, and if he becomes expert in Vedant study, I'll elevate him to from Bharati to Saraswati, the topmost in their list. So, and Gopinath Acharya would tell him what you will teach him. He is Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he would never accept. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu delivered Sarvam Bhattacharya. 7 days he taught him Vedanta. Vedanta Bhakti. What is the first aphorism of Vedanta? Athato Brahma Jigyasa. Second is Janmadi Yasya Yataha. Like that. Third I don't remember. Fourth is Shastra Yonitvat. Like that it goes. And the last is Anavriti Sabda. Like that there are formulas, 596 formulas. Vedanta Sutra. So and he started teaching him Vedanta. 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day, 5 day, 6 day, 7 days. Mahaprabhu was listening. Very difficult for us to hear a 70-minute class is difficult. Is it not? 7 times we watch our घड़ी यार कितना टाइम बच गया कितना टाइम मेरा कब खत्म होगा पेशेंस नहीं है हमारे पास सुनने का हमारे पास क्यों फोकस नहीं है कंसंट्रेशन नहीं है पहला चीज दूसरा चीज टेस्ट नहीं है we don't have taste for spiritual subject matter right we don't have taste we have taste taste for pakoda bhaji pizza but for hearing Krishna katha we don't have taste ruchi is not there so if ruchi is there taste is there you can hear anybody who speaks very philosophically and devotionally both you will sit and hear so we don't have that but Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was listening to him and what he was telling Mayavad Saririka Bhashya written by Shankaracharya he's giving commentary on that so in front of person he is telling you are impersonal Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just think the situation but still that means it is Lord is hearing his own blasphemy Mayavad is what Krishna Aparadhi the blasphemy statement of Krishna is Mayavad and Supreme Personality of Godhead is hearing that okay go on 1 day 2 days 7 days 7 nights he spoke I don't know whether they took break or nothing like that Chaitanya does not tell about that they might have taken but 7 days continuously spoke and Mahaprabhu was listening not speaking anything then Sarvam Bhattacharya says are you are able to understand or not like that he asked after 7 days well, I understand Vedanta Sutra but I don't understand your commentary then he was what you understand Vedanta Sutra you don't understand my commentary how is that no actually your commentary is like cloud Vedanta is like sun I understand Vedanta but your cloud your explanation I'm not able to understand it is covering and he was like Sarvam Bhattacharya felt a blow on his ego what then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started explaining why you are telling God as imperson and then the Brahman three aspects and then a lot of things back and forth discussion goes on and finally Chaitanya Mahaprabhu convinces Sarvam Bhattacharya that actually God is a person the personality of the Lord is superior to the impersonal aspect and then Sarvam Bhattacharya becomes convinced that time why I was telling this so then Sarvam Bhattacharya gets the mercy of the Lord so you understand that nobody has received Krishna's mercy without the intervention of a devotee nobody there has to be a devotee who has linked you might not know somebody sometime might tell you no people like Tukaram Maharaj and other they just got connected like that but actually somebody might be there who gave them the seed of Krishna consciousness there has to be a igniter like like wood. This wood has fire in it, correct or not? But this will not burn just like that. It has to be burned. It will burn only when there is an external fire agent will ignite inside the fire. Then this will burn, correct or not? Is it not? So there has to, like, you take a matchstick and you then give, then it start burning. Fire is already there inside. So the external fire, internal fire will get kindled. That's why it's called kindling. The word kindling word is used. Kindle the fire. Why they use the word kindle? Because the fire is already there and you just ignite it, incite it. Is it not? Give an external aid. So like that, Nitya Siddha Krishna Prem Sadhya Kabhu Noy Sravanadi Suddha Chitte Karaha Uday. So it says that you take out the bhakti which is within your heart. But how do you do that? You cannot do it just like that. If there is no devotee, millions and millions of years will pass, but still you will not be able to get bhakti. There has to be one devotee to whom you will see. Like many of us, we might not attribute our devotional cause of our devotional service to a particular type of devotee, but actually we have collected from many devotees. All aspects of bhakti, it is actually akshay. It cannot be it cannot be created. It has to be taken from some devotee. If you have attraction for hearing Prabhupada's pastime, you definitely certainly must have taken it from someone else who has that attraction. You might have seen him sometime, you might have heard him sometime, and then you captured it like that. Or somebody had a very great taste for reciting Bhagavad Gita slokas. Then you might have heard him and liked it, appreciated it in the heart, and then you started doing it. Any aspect of bhakti, in a great sense, in a broader sense, and in specific sense, both. You get all this from another devotee actually. Somebody has a taste to visit holy places. You might have seen from another devotee. Somebody like that. All things you receive it from another devotee. Okay. Yeah, fine. Read. Little louder you read.
So can he be accepted by me. The Lord embraced the two brothers, and out of his causeless mercy, touched their heads with his lotus feet. Being blessed in this way, the brothers offered prayers to the Lord in their own words. The prayers indicated that Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was Krishna himself, that he had assumed the form and fair complexion of Chaitanya, and was thus known as Gauranga, the Golden One, and that he was the most munificent incarnation of Krishna, because he was distributing love of Krishna. Srila Rupa Goswami also quoted one verse which was later found in the book Govinda Lilamrut.
Who has written Govinda Lilamrit? Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Right. Yeah, read. Let me surrender unto the lotus feet of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Who is the most merciful personality of Godhead. She delivers those souls who are merged in ignorance and offers them the highest gift, love of Krishna, thus makes them mad for Krishna consciousness.
Yes, I heard.
After this incident, Vallabh Bhatta invited the Lord to go to the other side of the Ganges, and the Lord went. From that moment on, wherever the Lord went, Rup Goswami would follow him and stay with him, because the Lord felt inconvenience in crowded places. He asked Rup Goswami to accompany him to a place on the bank of Ganges known as Dashashwamedh Ghat. For 10 days, he instructed Rupa Goswami about the truth of Krishna, the principle of devotional service, and the transcendental relationship with Krishna. All of this was described in full detail so that in the future Rupa Goswami could distribute this science of Krishna in his book Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. Indeed, Srila Rupa Goswami described this incident in the first verse of Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. in which he speaks of the causeless mercy of the Lord upon him.
Yes. Yeah, read ahead.
All powerful, and by his causeless mercy, he empowers a living entity to receive his mercy. Being under the spell of conditional life, people in general are averse to rendering devotional service and practicing Krishna consciousness. In fact, most people are unaware of the principal teachings of Krishna consciousness regarding one's eternal relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead and the ultimate goal of life, which is to return home back to Godhead. Nor are people aware of the process by which one can return to the spiritual world. Because these subjects matters are unknown to the conditioned soul, Lord Chaitanya, out of his causeless mercy, instructed Rup Goswami in the principles of devotional service. Later, for the good of the people in general, Rup Goswami distributed this information of the science of devotional service.
Yeah. Read, I offer my respectful obeisances.
I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, known as the Lord Chaitanya Deva, because due to his inspiration, I feel the desire within my heart to write something about a devotional service. For this reason, I am engaged in writing this book on the science of devotion known as the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. When Lord Chaitanya began his instruction to Rupa Goswami, he first told him, "My dear Rupa, the science of devotional service is just like a great ocean, and it is not possible to show you all its length and the breadth. However, I shall try to explain the nature of that ocean by taking just one drop of it. In this way, you can taste it and understand what that ocean of devotional service actually is." The Lord then explained that within the Brahmanda or the universe there are the innumerable living entities who, according to their own fruity activity, the transmigrating from one species of life to the another, from one planet to another. In this way, their engagement in the material existence has been continuing since time immemorial. In actuality, this living entity are atomic part and the parcel of the Supreme Spirit. It is said in the Srimad Bhagavatam that the length and the breadth of the individual soul is approximately 1/10,000th part of the tip of the hair. In other words, it is so small that it is invisible. That is also confirmed in the Shveta Upanishad, the 10th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam. One of the fourth Kumaras, known as the Sanandana, gave the following speech upon the performing the great sacrifice. A supreme truth, if the living entity were not infinitesimal spark of the Supreme Spirit, each minute spark would be all-pervading and would not be controlled by the Supreme Power. But if the living entity is accepted as a minute part and the parcel of the Supreme Lord, he automatically become controlled by the Supreme Energy or the Power. The latter is his actual constitutional position, and if he remains in this position, he can attain full freedom. If one mistakenly consider his position to be equal to that of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he becomes contaminated by the doctrine of the non-duality, and his effort in transcendental life are rendered ineffective.
Non-duality means Advaitavad. If one does not accept one's infinitesimal position, then one gets affected by non-Advaitavad. And Advaita people, they accept God, there is a creator. They accept. And accepting that there is a creator, both are we and Advaitavadis are same. But their problem is that they accept that creator is impersonal ultimately. He is impersonal. And they don't accept that him to be a person. That's what the difficulty of the situation. Yeah, read the next paragraph.
Of this Srimad Bhagavatam by pointing out that there are two kinds of living entities, the eternally liberated and the eternally
Nitya Siddha and Nitya Vadra, or Nitya Mukta and Nitya नित्यबद्ध। आप में से कोई है नित्य मुक्त, नित्यबद्ध? नित्य, आप नित्यबद्ध हैं? कब से नित्यबद्ध हैं आप? इटर्निटी। कब से आप इधर हैं, मैं पूछ रहा हूँ। भौतिक जगत में ये बद्धस्त स्थिति में कब आए आप? हाँ, ओके, दैट इज फाइन। सिंस टाइम इमेमोरियल नित्य वर्ड यूज हुआ ना? नित्य, वी आर पार्ट एंड पार्सल ऑफ कृष्ण, दैट इज फाइन, इसमें कोई डाउट नहीं है। बट व्हेन डिड यू बिकम बद्ध? और एनी वन ऑफ यू हैज केम फ्रॉम स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड लास्ट लाइफ? नो, लास्ट लाइफ नहीं। तो कब से आप इधर हैं? आरबीसी योगा में कब से हैं? 2 साल से। नित्यबद्ध कब बने आप? हाँ, कैसे? हाँ, ठीक है, जीवो तटस्थ सकती है। तो ये बद्ध कब हुए आप? कब हुआ वो चीज? व्हेन? ओके, वी आर इन स्पिरिचुअल। कब हुआ वो? या वी लेफ्ट सर्विस ऑफिसर, पर कब हुआ? व्हेन? हाँ, नित्य है इधर तो। कब आए हम? कब आए उसका टाइम हम स्ट्रेच ही नहीं कर सकते। हम स्ट्रेच नहीं कर सकते। वी विल नॉट बी एबल टू स्ट्रेच इट बैक। एट दिस पॉइंट वी केम, just can't. That's why it is called nitya baddha. And there are nitya saddha devotees, like great devotees, pure devotees, who are like Garuda. Example is given Garuda Adikam in Padma Puran. It is called there is a Sanskrit terminology. It is called Bhagavan Paranmukha and Unmukha. Bhagavan Unmukha. But we have become Paranmukha. But Garuda and all these things, they are always with the Lord. They will never fall down. They will never fall down. But our situation is will fall down. So these two type of living entities is being spoken. Attaining that their spiritual position. After once you achieve that spiritual position, there will be no difference. There will be no difference. Example, was I was asking this same question to one devotee. He gave a very beautiful answer. He told, see, there are, when you go to Balaji take darshan, there is one queue which is 500 rupee queue, and another is free darshan, another is 100 rupee. So at one point, all three merge, and there is no distinction. Before taking darshan, there is no distinction that who came through 500, who came through 100, who came through. No, all become one. You understand, no? At one point, and from there, the 500 people directly they were taken that point, and those who are like free, they stand for one day in the queue and they reach the same point. So Nitya Siddha, once you become liberated, there will be no difference. But the intimacy with Krishna will differ. The intimacy with Krishna will differ. That's the point. How, like Radharani, the cowherd boys, Yashoda, all these things are very, very intimate. That will be, you not, everybody will have their like loving reciprocation with the Lord, but these people will be very, very intimate. Like Acharya, those who are gurus here, they will also go to spiritual world, you will also go to spiritual world. But will there be any difference or not? There will be difference. So this rasa tattva is very, very different. These 5 rasas are there, and each rasa have many, many, many layers. It is not only, okay, he is also Sakhya, I am also Sakhya. Not like that. In that Sakhi also there is deep. Krishna has 10 types of Sakhas. Priya Sakha, Marma Sakha, Ati Marma Sakha, like that. In Sakhis, Gopis also. Param Preyasi Sakhi, like that. Very deep. All these things are there. The intimacy will differ, no doubt. Then otherwise it will be like they are naturally they are very dear. And we practice somehow or other 16 माला खींच के हम लोग वहां तक पहुंच गए. And by Acharya's mercy we are taken in. Naturally their level of intimacy and all will be very deep. Okay, read.
The eternally conditioned living entities can be divided into two types, moving and non-moving. Those entities which cannot move, like trees, for example, remain in one place and are classified as non-moving entities. And those that move, such as the birds and beasts, are called jangama, moving entities, and are further divided into three categories: those that fly in the sky, those that swim in the water, and those that walk on land. Out of the many millions and trillions of living entities, on hand, human beings comprise only a small portion out of that small number of human beings. Most are totally ignorant of spiritual life, are unclean in their habits, and have no faith in the existence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In short,
Out of the small number of human beings, what is the percentage of human beings? What is it now? How many human beings are there now? How many I'm asking in number? 8? 8 billion. 8 billion. That is how much? 800 crore. 800 crore, right? 8,000 million. That is 800 crore. This many human beings all over the earth now, including Africa, China, Europe, Russia, right? America. This many. 8 billion. Out of that, you see what will be their percentage? You see the other living entities, the animals, the birds. They far great outnumber the count of the human beings, right? If you see, actually there are many species of life you might not have seen also. Not might have, definitely not. We have not seen. Right? There are many varieties of birds. Have you seen? No. There are different type of. If you go to National Geographic, you will find there are so many type of crazy looking living entities. One type of living entity I was seeing, I thought it is a bora, but it was an water creature. Similar, there are these rhinos, very ugly looking rhinos. What is their face? Which side is their back? You will not understand. Very weird looking living entities. Birds like that you'll see, and then trees. So many varieties of trees. Is it not? So there the number of human beings is very less, and out of the number of human beings, most of them are actually in ignorance. 99.9% people are in ignorance, little bit in rajogun. 1-2% people are in little rajogun. Whichever people you are seeing in YouTube and all this, they are in little rajogun. That's all. And very little people, very less are in sattvagun. Yeah, read.
in short, most human beings live like animals. This can actually be deducted from the number of human beings that comprise human or civilized life. It is very difficult to find a new human beings who believe in the scriptures.
This is the criteria of civilized person. If somebody asks, says that sorry, if somebody says that I am a civilized man, then you have to ask, sir, do you put faith in scriptures? Krishna divides the living entity into two categories in Bhagavad Gita. One is demon, another is divine. And what is his criteria of dividing? No, one who puts faith in scriptures and one who does not put faith in scriptures. Prabhupada, there is a purport, 16.4 or 5, you read. 16.5 in Bhagavad Gita. Very small paragraph. Prabhupada 6 times talks about faith in scriptures. Very small paragraph. 16.5 or 6, 4 or 5, I believe. Prabhupada, in the small paragraph, Prabhupada 6 times talks about faith in scriptures. So important. So here also Prabhupada is telling, you understand a person is divine or demoniac, civilized or uncivilized by whether he has put faith in scriptures. Now, if you say that, yes, sir, I put faith in scriptures and I'm a Christian, then you ask, do you put faith in Bible? You will find that they don't put faith in Bible. They just propagate Bible so that the number of Christians will rise in number. Otherwise, they don't study the scriptures, Bible, and forget about the Christians, sorry, Muslims. And the level of the scriptures are also very. But when it comes to our scriptures, you will find that there are very less number of people who understand the scriptures, who put faith in scriptures. Even so-called Brahmanas. What is the meaning of Brahmana? Brahmana is one who has studied the Vedas. Brahma janati iti Brahmana. Now Brahma means what? Veda. Somebody who has studied the Veda. Veda pathanat bhaved vipra. Brahma janati iti Brahmana. Somebody who reads the scripture. He is Brahman. But you find nowadays so-called all the Brahmanas you make a study. What scripture they have studied? They don't study the scriptures. They just don't care. They feel, what's the use of, better you study, understand Python and what is that? ML, Python, Java, .NET. You study all these things and you earn money. Why to study the scriptures? Who cares? Like that. They don't study. Tell them to take Bhagavad Gita, they will not take. So the most basic form of scripture is Bhagavad Gita. Even though Advaitavadis they accept. If you quote anything from Gita, they will say yes, yes. So Gita they will also accept. Nobody can deny Gita. Shankaracharya at least did one thing. He did not reject Gita, although Gita is a portion of Mahabharata. They don't accept Mahabharata so clearly. Figuratively they accept Mahabharata. But Gita they accept. They accept Gita. So yeah. Read.
For that matter, in
How long we have to go, bro? 8:10, nah? Okay, fine. So some other devotee can read from here. Page number 27 next time. Thank you. Hare Krishna. One question you can ask in case you have. What happened? क्या पूछिए ना.
What is the philosophy of Sankaracharya exactly?
Shankaracharya's philosophy is very dangerous. Mayavadi philosophy. He says that he has taken the Mahavakyas, 5 Mahavakyas from the Vedas, and he has, from there, he has composed the doctrine of Advaitavad under the instruction of Lord Vishnu only. Lord Vishnu gave him the instruction that you preach, take Vedas as the basis and preach Advaitavad. Preach, that's a Buddhist, they are atheist, no doubt. Lord Buddha said that I don't accept the Vedas. As soon as somebody says I don't accept the Vedas, he becomes atheist. But Shankaracharya, he told, no, I don't reject Vedas. I accept the Vedas. But the ultimate conclusion of the Veda is what? God is impersonal and all are God. Like that. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that Vedana mania buddha hoile nastik वेदाश्रये नास्तिकवाद बौद्ध के अधिक says that वेद को नहीं मान के लॉर्ड बुद्धा ही बिकेम एन एथिस्ट। बट ये शंकराचार्य वेद को लेके नास्तिकवाद प्रचार कर रहे हैं, तो बोल रहे एवरीथिंग इज चैतन्य, एवरीथिंग इज वन। तो आप बोलोगे ये सब चीज सब क्या है, ये घर, ये अलमीरा, ये फैन, ये सब क्या है? बोलेंगे ये सब इल्यूजन है। ये क्या है? ये इल्यूजन, ये सब एक्चुअली। तो क्यों लग रहा है मुझे ऐसा? क्योंकि अभी आपको अविद्या पकड़ लिया है। तो जब अविद्या का जब ये चला जाएगा तो ये सब आपको कुछ नहीं दिखेगा, तो सब क्या दिखेगा? सब एक दिखेगा। ये तो अविद्या आच्छन्न चैतन्यम इज। तो कोई बोलेगा जीव क्या है? तो बोलेगा जो अविद्या चैतन्य को पकड़ लेता है, चैतन्य सब चैतन्य है, जब अविद्या वो चैतन्य को पकड़ लेता है वो जीव बन जाता है। और विद्या आच्छन्न चैतन्यम, कोई बोलेगा 5000 साल पहले भगवान कृष्ण आए थे, इधर महाभारत का युद्ध हुआ, उनको नहीं मानते? बोलते हाँ मानते हैं, क्यों नहीं मानते? वो कौन है फिर? ना विद्या आच्छन्न चैतन्य। जब चैतन्य को विद्या पकड़ लेता है वो क्या बन जाता है? कृष्ण बन जाते हैं, विष्णु बन जाते हैं। तो बोलोगे फिर तो ये जो आवरण है उसको अगर हटा दिया आप वेदांत पढ़ के, डिटैचमेंट, वैराग्य अगर कल्टीवेट करके, आप वैराग्य अगर कल्टीवेट किए, इस जो आच्छन्न है उसको अगर हटा लिए, तो फिर आप क्या बन जाएंगे? चैतन्य। वो चैतन्य, आप भी चैतन्य, उनमें से कोई डिफरेंस है? विष्णु और कृष्ण में कोई, विष्णु कृष्ण और आप में कोई डिफरेंस नहीं है। तो आपको अभी क्या करना है? आपको थोड़ा ज्यादा होमवर्क करना पड़ेगा, अविद्या को हटाना है। तो अविद्या अगर आप हटा लिए तो आप चैतन्य बन जाओगे। और विष्णु जो थे वो विद्या का के कारण आपके सामने चैतन्य बने थे, वो विद्या हट जाएगा तो वो भी चैतन्य। तो आप वो चैतन्य, आप चैतन्य, वो ब्रह्म, आप भी। और वो चैतन्य को क्या बोलते हैं? वो ब्रह्म, ब्रह्म बोलते हैं, ब्रह्म, ये उनका ब्रह्म। तो ब्रह्मभूत प्रसन्न आत्मा ना सोचती ना। तो ब्रह्मभूत, वो स्थिति को प्राप्त करने के लिए ये श्लोक को कोट करते हैं, ना सोचती ना कांक्षति। तो ब्रह्मभूत जब आप हो जाएंगे, ब्रह्म जब बन जाएंगे, तो फिर और तो आपको क्या करना है फिर? तो ये 5 चीज के ऊपर कंटेम्पलेट करना है। इसके ऊपर ब्रह्म सत्य, जगत, जगत मिथ्या। हम नहीं मानते जगत मिथ्या, ये जगत मिथ्या नहीं है, ये जगत टेम्पररी। चैतन्य चरित्र में बहुत सुंदर व्याख्या है, जब मायावाद खंडन कर रहे हैं सार्वभौम भट्टाचार्य के साथ। अगर मायावाद फिलोसफी आपको जानना है तो वो पढ़िए, लिबरेशन ऑफ सार्वभौम भट्टाचार्य, आई थिंक चैप्टर नंबर मध्य लीला, चैप्टर नंबर 7। You read if you want to safely understand Mayavad philosophy. Don't go much beyond. Know what is Advaitavad, you read, you will get confused. Atman and all these things they will say. The Atman, right now the Atman is actually covered with avidya. And once the avidya covering is removed, then the Atman will become Brahman. And then आपको लगेगा अच्छा है, सही है, तो एकदम करेक्ट है। धीरे 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 you will get influenced. That's why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that मायावादी भाष्य सुन ले है सर्वनाश। वेदेरे सूत्र कहले व्यास, मायावादी भाष्य सुन ले है सर्वनाश। Like that there is a shloka in, okay, give him, huh?
In Panchatattva we have Advaita Acharya. So any significance he named as
See,
Advaita?
अद्वैत, जैसे कि मुक्ति, मुक्ति कितना तरह का मुक्ति है? 5 तरह का मुक्ति। सालोक्य, सारिष्टि, सामीप्य, सार्ष्टि, सालोक्य, सामीप्य, सारूप्य, सार्ष्टि एंड साउज्य। मुक्ति 5 है ना। लेकिन खाली मुक्ति बोलने से ये साउज्य मुक्ति ही समझते हैं जनरली। तो उसी तरह अद्वैत बोलने से ब्रह्म में लीन होना समझते हैं, लेकिन अद्वैत का एक हायर अंडरस्टैंडिंग भी है। व्हेन वन इज इन सिंक्रो विद द लॉर्ड, लाइक कैवल्य। कैवल्य का मतलब क्या होता है? ब्रह्म में लीन होना कैवल्य कहते हैं। लेकिन कैवल्य का एक्चुअल मतलब क्या है? जगन्नाथपुरी में आप जाएंगे, जगन्नाथ जी का जो अर्ण होता है ना, झूठा, कैवल्य कहते हैं, का नाम कैवल्य है। अभी कैवल्य का क्या मतलब होता है? जब आप कोई भगवान और आपका में कोई नो सेपरेट इंटरेस्ट। भक्ति को कपिल मुनि व्याख्या करते हैं चार तरह से। 3., 3.27.9, 10, 11, 12, चार तरह का भक्ति के बारे में बताते हैं। भक्ति इन सत्वगुण, भक्ति इन रजोगुण, भक्ति इन तमोगुण और भक्ति इन शुद्ध सत्व, शुद्ध भक्ति। ये जो तीन भक्ति है, रजोगुणी भक्ति, तमोगुणी भक्ति एंड सत्वगुणी भक्ति, इन तीनों में एक सेपरेटिस्ट मेंटालिटी है। तो कृष्ण को, भगवान को हमारे साथ, भगवान का इंटरेस्ट हमारे इंटरेस्ट में, तो varying degree of separatist mentality. But when there is no separatist mentality, that is called kaivalya or advaita. That is niskinchan bhakti, akinchan bhakti. When you and the Lord, there is no different agenda, one agenda. That is advaita. But as such, advaita means leaning in the Brahman. So advaita, any terms that is there in Veda, it's not that advaita is very dangerous term. But people hear the word advaita philosophy from Mayavad, that is very dangerous. But the word advaita is not very dangerous. Kaivalya, we fear the word kaivalya, because kaivalya means what? It's Mayavadi, their goal is kaivalya, na? To achieve kaivalya. What is the goal of Mayavadis? Achieve kaivalya. When I went to Jagannath Puri in my third year, and then I heard they told the prasadam to be kaivalya. Really, kaivalya it is. We don't accept kaivalya, but that will be offense actually. That Jagannath Mahaprasad. Okay, Hare Krishna. श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु की